All right, you are watching Boston has entered the chat. It's time for us to check in with our Red Sox. Nat Gordon joining us here on Boston has entered the chat. Please, we got to do a big temperature check here. It's time for us to really evaluate where our emotions may or may not lie as we potentially continue to eye a postseason here. Travis and I talked about it a lot last week. This magic number. There's a magic number that we're all just trying to hold on to for more hope and perspective, Nat. So beforehand, we talked about the magic number being 7 wins. Obviously, some things not particularly going the Red Sox way. 6 games left. Blue Jays, then Tigers. What's the magic number to you?
To me, the magic number, well, there's the real magic number, which is 5. But to me, the magic number, 3-3. You go 3-3 the rest of the way. To not make the playoffs, the Guardians would have to go 5-1, and the Astros would have to go 5-1. And even if the Guardians go 5-1, that's going to come at the expense of the Tigers, who the Red Sox right now are tied with record-wise. So if the Guardians pass the Tigers, now we're taking them into the equation, and the Red Sox have a series with the Tigers, obviously this coming weekend. So even though the Red Sox lost this last game of the series against the Rays, the math is in their favor here. They really just have to not screw it up. Like if they go 3-3, I find it hard to see them not making it.
It's going to be hard going 3-3 against a team like the Blue Jays, who feel like a team of destiny this season. But I do like how the Red Sox can possibly beat them. And then the Tigers, who have been the best team in the AL and have something to play for to the end. But we talk about numbers. Magic number is 5. You're right. 5 wins. They're in. They don't have to sweat anything. That's going to be hard against the 2 opponents. Away from the calculators, away from the magic numbers, away from looking on the outside, how do you feel about this team when you watch them on the field, taking care of what they have to and literally doing their job of just winning baseball games down the stretch and playing sound baseball?
Yeah, I mean, it was really good to see them take a couple of games this weekend that they easily could have lost. But obviously, you finished the series with a game that they really should have won, and they didn't. It's hard to feel good about where the offense is right now. You take your 3 playoff starters. Obviously, Crochet is Crochet. You trust him till the end. He continues to look great. Bayo, on the other hand, 5.85 ERA in his 4 September starts. Lucas Giolito has 14 walks in his last 4 starts. And obviously the offense, for the most part, since Roman Anthony went down, has not been scoring runs. They're 26th in home runs since Anthony went down. So there are some warts here, and it's hard to feel good. I feel good about them getting in, but I hate to admit it, I am a little bit nervous about what's on the other side if and when they do get in.
Okay, I'm so glad you said that because you walked right into my question. I want to talk American League big picture because I have a couple hot takes here. First of all, I think the Guardians are going to win that division, okay? The Tigers are going to be the wild card team. That's what I'm thinking there.
Wow.
Here's the second thing. I have a ticket, Gordo. You know it always goes back to gambling for me. I have a ticket on the Mariners to win the American League. I made it at the trade deadline because I thought they made the moves that the G-damn Sox should have made and didn't make, okay? So now I'm looking at the Mariners who sweep the Astros this weekend. My question to you, big picture. Let's all assume here the Sox get into this postseason. Is the American League wide open? Because we felt that way all year long, but as we're starting to get there, I'm seeing a little separation here. The Guardians are hot, but the Mariners, to me, look like the best team in the American League. Is this a hot take for me, or are you seeing the same thing? Is it a wide-open American League like we thought it was?
I still do think it's a wide-open American League. Okay. I mean, I agree with you, Travis. I think right now, if I had to pick a team to come out of the American League, the Mariners are probably going to win the West, and we talk about the Guardians, but the Mariners are just as hot, and they're playing great baseball. And what's different than the Guardians is you look on paper with the Mariners, and their lineup is endless. Their rotation is among the best in the game. They've got a lights-out closer and multiple guys you trust in setup roles. Like, that Mariners team is good, and that would be a tough matchup if the Red Sox had to go to Seattle, where that team pitches like crazy. Like, they are good in that ballpark on the mound. But I still do think the American League is wide open because right before the Mariners went on this run, they were ice cold. And obviously, there's a reason the Guardians are able to go on a run like this and make a run at the division. It's because the Tigers are fragile at this point. The Yankees, we've seen how fragile they can be. The Blue Jays don't have Bo Bichette. Like, there's a reason you can make an argument for any team to come out of the American League. that's why it's so important to just get in, because just like 2021 with the Red Sox, who looked very flawed entering the postseason, they made a run. So any team really can do it, but obviously you got to get in to do it.
All right, Travis mentioned pitching, you mentioned pitching. I need a little bit more information here because I know that a number of fans are like, we've got Crochet, exhale, no sweat here. But in some of the recent performances, there's been a number of home runs that have been let up, which can create some concern there. We weren't sure how game one was going to shake out versus the Tampa Bay Rays, but luckily in the favor of the Red Sox. What do you make of the confidence behind pitching? Because yes, we can rely on Crochet, he's an ace, but then, some shake here between Bayo and then Giolito as well sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I think you trust Crochet no matter what. And certainly when he's on 5 days rest, he has been elite this year. And anytime he's really shown to let up some runs, it's been when they have him on 4 days rest without the off day. They just shook up the rotation a little bit to make sure that if and when there's a wild card game one, he gets that extra 5th day of rest. Bayo and Giolito have been a little bit shakier of late. So those are the two to keep an eye on. As I said, in September, it's been a little bit up and down. And obviously, you're going to need a 4th starter. Kyle Harrison pitched phenomenal in game 2 of the series, 6 innings, 1 run. And Connolly Early, I know, wasn't his best last night, but really, I mean, after the first inning, was able to settle it down. And it was his first time pitching on 4 days rest since April. So get those guys in position to succeed, and you can give yourself a shot in a potential game 4. But obviously, I mean, they got to get through a wild card series for a game 4 to even be on the table. So there's steps to take to get there. I still do believe that the Red Sox best chance at winning a wild card series is getting 3 good starts from their guys, and they're setting them up so that rest-wise they are put in a good position to succeed. The one thing to keep an eye on, though, if a game 162 matters, they're going to pitch Lucas Giolito in that game, and then he would not be fully rested for a potential game 3 of a wild card series. So that would get a little bit dicey. Yeah. But hopefully, the way things are trending right now, the Red Sox can win a couple of games. Hopefully that game 162 doesn't matter, and they don't have to pitch Giolito there, and he can go game 3.
Right. Yeah, and we'll rely on the manager. We'll see what he can do. I mean, what Connolly Early has been, what Peyton Tolley has produced out of the pen, being able to throw 50 pitches, did let up some earned runs his last 2 times out, but is a guy that could go out there and be a long-term out-getter. I'm confident in the pitching, Nat. I'm not confident in the lineup. Willie Abreu comes back, 0 for 4, 4 strikeouts. You at least want to see how he would look on base coming back from that calf injury, and was over a month away from the team, missed 29 games, so it'll take a little while. But when I look at a lineup with Masataka Yoshida hitting 4th, Nathaniel Lowe hitting 6th, that's where I get my hesitancy. I trust the pitching. I don't trust the lineup. Do you think this lineup, let's say some luck, they somehow get, Roman Anthony back, and he could just be a DH. Let's say Willie Abreu gets his feet back under him and gets his eye and his timing back down. Do you think this lineup can produce? Because that's the one thing we have not seen continuously, especially since September 3rd.
Well, I think the big thing is obviously first and foremost getting Willie Abreu back, which they did, which is big. Obviously goes 0 for 4, 4 strikeouts, doesn't look like himself. I mean, he missed a month and didn't go on a rehab assignment. So this is to be expected. But the key here is you got to get into the postseason, and you got to have him getting his feet wet and be ready to go by the time you get there. Because this team, as I said before, 26th in homers since Roman Anthony went down, and Willie Abreu is one of the premier power bats in the lineup. So he's super important. You talk about Roman Anthony. If they had Roman Anthony in the lineup, I'd feel fine about the offense. Like when they had Roman and Bregman at the top of that lineup, it changed the dynamic of what they were able to do offensively. I'm just a little bit nervous that we may not see Roman Anthony. I mean, the last update we got is that he's walking for 25, 30 minutes, whatever, on the treadmill. Yeah. It's like if he's walking for 25 minutes on the treadmill and September 22nd,
right?
How is he going to be playing in even ALCS games?
Right.
Like, that's where my head's at there.
Because that's what I wonder, him coming out of the box. I mean, the way he injured himself is swinging and missing. And with the velocity that he swings a bat, that hurts.
Yes.
And it's right, like you say, and I was like, okay, when I hear that update, I don't like it as is. He's at the Patriots game walking around, which that's fine. You're not playing baseball. You can't rehab 24/7. Be at the Pats game and enjoy it. So, like, how significant is walking on the treadmill when he's walking around a stadium? Like, where is he really at?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm not going to bank on the 21-year-olds getting back in lineup. I'm just not going to.
Yeah.
But that's when you look at the vets. Trevor Story.
Yeah.
You expect Alex Bregman to break out of it. Nate Eaton, who's been fantastic. Duran's been good.
Yeah.
Dan Rafael has been all right. A couple bad at-bats yesterday, but has been all right. This is still a team, Trav, like to that and Nat and Casey. They won 2 of 3 over the weekend.
Yeah.
It's how they lost Game 3. That's what feels deflating in all of
well,
this.
the bats go cold. Gordo, I want to ask you about the Yankees because I feel like you and I have done this exercise before because we saw this matchup come in the wild card matchup. We just thought it would be at Fenway. It now appears as though, as long as everything stays pat, it's going to be in the Bronx. How do you see this breaking down? Because, look, when you talk about the big three pitching-wise, I kind of like the Red Sox matchup-wise there, but I just hate that it's in the Bronx. If it's at Fenway, I have more confidence that the Sox could win that series. Where are you for a wild card series preview against the Yankees?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the starters, the Red Sox can pitch in a potential wild card series. If it's Sox-Yankees, I like the Sox starters. And I like the Sox bullpen. I know we talk about the Yankees super pen, but I think this Red Sox bullpen is underrated. I mean, the 8th and 9th innings are locked down. Justin Slayton has looked like the Justin Slayton of old. And you guys talked about Peyton Tolley and how he looked. I mean, in that A's game, oh my God, that first inning was unbelievable. If that's who you're going to get out of the pen, that's really good. And obviously you got Steven Matz and Justin Wilson from the left side. The discrepancy here is with the lineup.
Yeah.
The Yankees lineup can hit the ball out of the ballpark in a way that the Red Sox lineup just has not done, especially since Roman Anthony went down. It's a much deeper lineup, and obviously in that ballpark, you can hit the ball out. For the Red Sox to win in Yankee Stadium, they're going to need to pitch, and they're going to need to put the ball in play. Because last night they struck out way too many times, and we know this very well from watching them in the World Series and from watching the Yankees all year this year too. If you put the ball in play and make them field their positions, good things can happen.
All right, hoping that good things can continue to happen. Say that we do need to see more out of this lineup. Who in particular do you need to see more consistency out of to make sure that this team can actually compete? Say that it is the Yankees and that it is in the Bronx.
Well, I think it starts with Alex Bregman. And, he'd been ice cold for a month, basically went a month without hitting a home run. In this series that they just played in Tampa, 5 for 11 with a home run plus 4 walks. So he's on base 9 out of 15 times. And it's no surprise they won the series when he did it. If Alex Bregman is doing that, Trevor Story is himself, Duran is making Duran plays, they can win any series. And the other guy you guys mentioned is Cedar Rafaela. He ice cold himself, had a 4-hit game in this series, and we saw them win 10 games in a row without Alex Bregman, without Rafael Devers, with Roman Anthony having just come up. They were able to do that because Cedar Rafaela carried them. Obviously, it's a lot to ask for him to do that, but it just shows what they can be when they get something out of that position in the lineup. So, but to me, it does start with Alex Bregman. This team will go as he goes, and when he is cold and Roman Anthony is not in the lineup, they're not going anywhere. They need Alex Bregman to be the guy that they are paying $40 million a year to have in that lineup.
All right, Nat, we heard from you. 3-3 you'll take right down the stretch. What do you think they actually finish with? How many wins? We'll see if it's that magic number 5.
Oh, man. What are they at right now, 85?
Yeah.
85? Okay, I mean, I'll predict the 3-3. I think they go to 88. I was originally predicting 89, but I wasn't. Right. I didn't think they were going to lose that series to the A's, I'll tell you. So we'll say 88, and we'll say it gets them in.
Okay.
You take 88 wins before the season. I think before the season, we all said 88 to 90 wins gets you into the AL picture.
Yes.
And they're over-under after the Bregman deal, 86.5, so.
This is what it is. It's an off day today. Get your rest. Go to the 6. You have to take 2 out of 3 from the Blue Jays. Feel good about yourself. And then there's less pressure on you with the Tigers coming to town. It's that simple.
That's
that simple.